Hello and welcome to a rather different and unusual episode of Salford Weekly. I'm your host, Beth.
And I'm Drew. Look at these graphics. Don't get technical problems.
Yeah, that's really good.
Right, that is right. This week, due to ongoing strike action at the university, the producers have decided to broadcast the show live from somewhere a little bit different. We are here at the Salford Students' Union.
You know what? It's really good actually, because I've always wanted a quick escape to Bannioke after Salford Weekly, and now we can do it.
Yeah.
Coming up on the show, we'll be speaking with some of you who have been affected by the strikes, as well as hearing from both sides of the picket line.
And of course, we compete once again against each other, not only in the weekly quiz, but also in Beth versus Drew, right here in our mock studio.
And of course, I've heard that it's someone's birthday. Happy birthday!
Enough balloons.
We're going to have to go for a party after this.
I think
so.
so.
But first, to explain a little more context to when, how and why these strikes are taking place, here's Leo Christian at the other end of the studio to explain more.
Thanks guys. Yes, the UCU staff members are on strike with an expected 70,000 university staff members on strike across the country. 150 universities have striked today, tomorrow and next Wednesday, with strikers hoping to gain an increase as they feel as if their wages haven't gone up in the last 10 years. As you can see, this is last year's strike from here at Salford University, and the staff still want more going forward. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Leo. He will be back later in the show, but joining us right now is Reese Beard.
Hello. Nice to be here.
Yeah, so good to have you with us.
Good to have a guest on
Now
this mock-up studio episode of Salford Weekly.
Now you're a third-year student at the university, so what's your perspective on the strikes?
Well, my perspective is similar to a lot of people's when it comes to the effects of work and everything, because it's, well, starting off in a year that's already been pushed back because of the fact they've made the uni year shorter means that it's a lot more difficult with the strikes on to get the information you need and to also speak to the tutors and have help when assessments are due in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, I know that I'm stressed about assessments as well a little bit, and I guess for third year that's even more of a worry as well.
Have you yourself had any issues with the strikes?
I haven't had issues with the strikes per se, because I'm all for striking. I think that the fact that like the Vice Chancellor makes $500,000 a year, whereas despite the fact that the amount of money that we're paying in through student loans every year doesn't quite add up to the amount that the staff are paying, means that I support the strikes completely. I think that, you know, striking is a great way of amassing together a group of people who have an opinion, who want to get their point across, apart from having it individually. But at the same time as well, of course, it's made work more difficult, but that isn't to blame for the people striking. It just means that there's a lot more stress on both the tutors and the students because of the fact that it really does affect both sides.
As you mentioned, you know, there's increased stress there for everyone. Do you think that striking is the best method for these lecturers to get their point across? Yes,
because when it gets to the point where all else fails and meetings, like regular talks with higher ups in the uni don't get anywhere, striking is really the only option at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and how long do you think this is going to affect you for?
I mean, it's been going on for 5 years now, so even before we all came to university, different things such as like racial equality with pay, overall pay between like gender gaps, nothing's improved, nothing's changed. There's no real bargaining going on from what I've heard. So I think unless they really budge forward and kind of get everything into gear, I don't think it's really going to happen anytime soon. You know, I think strikes are going to continue.
And do you think you're worried for, especially your bigger assignments like your dissertations, are you more concerned about them towards the end of your year?
I am, but I'm not, because as far as I'm aware from what I've heard is that once you get into third year and you go on to the final projects and dissertations, you do work a lot more independently. So I suppose unless needing to get things out of the kit store at maybe a city, which is what would affect me personally, I don't think it would be as much of a hassle, but at the same time I can't really predict these things.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Reese Beard, for coming in and chatting to us about this.
Salford Weekly producer and reporter Adam Clark went down to the pickets this morning to speak with Dr. Umran Ali, the UCU Salford representative.
My name is Dr. Umran Ali. I am the UCU branch president and a senior lecturer at the University of Salford. Again, it's sadly similar to what were occurring last year, but I think it's different given that we've got issues such as the cost of living crisis, which is now hitting staff pay much more significantly. So inflation is now at 12.1%, and sadly the offer from UCEA is only 3%. So, you know, it's not going to do anything in terms of mitigating against this massive cost of living increase. Information is publicly available. You can literally Google this and look at the financial accounts for any university and see the surpluses that they have. Every single university more or less will have a surplus, and this will be listed in their financial report. You can also find information on the UCEA website, and you can also find it on a government website. So it's freely available and actually shows that they are in healthily profit. There's a surplus, so they have the money, they're just not willing to depart from it. All I can say to students is you know, this is the reason why we're doing this. We're not really doing this over pay, we're not doing this over pensions, we're doing this so we can deliver the quality experience that you deserve, that you're paying fees for, and that actually you need. We can't do this while we're fighting workloads, high workloads, when we're fighting low pay. We can't look after, you know, there's been a 450% increase in student mental health issues over the last 10 years. The people on the front lines defending against that and fighting and helping those students can't do that while they're fighting their own mental health, where they're fighting poverty, when they're fighting high workloads and they're fighting inequality. I would absolutely ask students to write to the Vice Chancellor, to tweet and get involved. As I said, you know, any student will know the value that their lecturers, that their academic staff, that their professional services, people in the libraries, the security guards, the cleaners, the cooks bring to their experience. That's the people that they mix with on a daily basis. We can't do our jobs, we can't look after you. It's as simple as that. We are striking. This is the first period of striking that will occur this year. We will potentially strike next year. I mean, action will carry on. We have a record number, 70,000 staff across the UK now striking. So again, we will continue this until we win the fight. I would absolutely support students to follow this through. So if they need to write to the Vice Chancellor, if they need to write to the head of school and say that they are concerned, they are worried, they are stressed, and they need measures to be put in place, or they need this to be solved immediately, to put pressure on the university management, for them to put pressure on UCEA so we do not have to do this again. Absolutely. I mean, if the employer wants to support students, they will try and do that in the best way they can, but I think ultimately the best way to do that is to agree to the union's concerns and get back to the table, negotiate for a deal that is amenable and acceptable to the workers, to, as I said, the academics, the professionals, the people in the library, the technicians, so we can get back to doing what we love.
So how have the university responded to all of this? Leah is here to explain a little bit more about it.
Thanks guys, this is Salford Uni's official statement. Treat each working day as usual. Attend all lectures and other teaching sessions as normal. The university in turn will make every effort to ensure as many lectures and teaching sessions as possible continue uninterrupted and examinations continue as normal. We are working hard to ensure as much teaching, exam invigilation and other contact time as possible progress as normal. Where we are informed that a lecturer will not be able to make themselves available during the strike action, we will make every effort to contact you if we are unable to migrate their actions. Our priority is to ensure that the industrial action does not adversely affect you, and given the actions we are taking to minimise disruption, we hope that circumstances giving to rise the financial compensation are unlikely. If you feel that the steps we have taken in this time to migrate the impact of the strike on you have not been sufficient, you can submit a complaint through our strike-related student complaints process. And you can also contact the Students' Union for advice. That's the university's statement. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Leo, for that. We'll have Georgite back with us next week for the latest in news.
Now, moving on from university news to entertainment news, it's safe to say that a week is a long time in the glitz and glam world of Salford celebs.
And to round up everything from the past week, here's Holly Roberts.
All sorts going on here in Salford and in the celeb world as Sue Cleaver, Coronation Street star, leaves the jungle, and Scarlett Moffat opens up about bringing North to the TV. Coronation Street star Sue Cleaver, who recently left the jungle a couple of days ago after a public vote, decided to speak to the Evening Standard about why she chose to discuss her adoption on the show, saying, "I have been quite private. I have never spoken about that out of respect for everyone, but I felt so comfortable in there with those people, and Emma and Kate, my brother and my mum said say whatever you feel, what you're happy to feel, so I did." Here's a moment she talked about it on the show.
I'm adopted. I had a lot of attachment disorders. I think that started in my teens. Trying on personalities like coats.
Wow.
Like, is this who I am? Does this suit me? Should I be like this? I was never my authentic self, ever.
In other news, Scarlett Moffat said it means everything to her to be able to showcase the north of England in her new TV project, which features her starting her very own driving school after struggling with lessons herself.
Yeah, you're presenting Scarlett's driving school despite failing your test 13 times.
All right, Jim, I thought we were friends.
We are. Was there a moment, like, when you got to, like, 10 or 11, you just thought,
I do not give up.
Feeling?
I know.
No, you
just
gotta carry
can't
on.
drive. That's the issue.
What is it? Are you getting nervous when there's an instructor next to you? Do you think that's what it is?
No,
You
I just can't drive.
She said that being able to work on the show has been a genuine dream come true. And that's all of the news in the celeb world. Tune in next week to find out more celebrity news and what's happening down under as we get into the finale of I'm a Celeb. Don't know where that came from. I'm Holly Roberts and this has been Salford Weekly. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Holly. It was so good to see some I'm a Celebrity in there as well.
I love the showbiz section of the show.
Let's get into the final bit of I'm a Celeb as well. I'm excited to see Celebrity Cyclone. That is one of my favourite bits
It's
of
a
it.
good one, isn't it? Every year. It's always a solid one.
Cannot wait.
This week, for this week's Beth versus Drew, we have a classic fairground. I always say fairground ride. Fairground game.
We won't be riding this.
No, we won't be riding this. Of ring toss. Have you ever played it before?
I have. I'm sometimes okay. I've
like
never
it's
played
very
it with
hit and
pipe
miss.
cleaners and bottles though before.
Yeah, right. So we all have 10 of these little hoops each.
Okay.
We're going to take it. Well, no, we're not going to take it in turns. We're going to go. I'll go first because I won last week.
Right, okay.
And we're going to
Just
count
getting that
up.
in
We're going to
there.
have our producers counting the points up.
Right.
On the ring toss.
And we will see
So
how we
I
get
hope you
on.
can all count.
Okay.
Right. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling like it could go anyway.
Yeah, so
as
am
Beth
I.
versus Drew usually does.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to go.
Right, you go first.
Here we go. First shot.
So this is your first one, no pressure. Oh, that was close as well.
They're so light. I don't know how hard to throw them.
Yeah. You're so close with all of
I'm
these.
just not though, am I?
Some of these are worth different points, I think,
is
as
there
well.
a skill involved in this? Are people actually good at this?
I can't say anybody's ever played pipe cleaner ring toss bottles before. That's the official name. So I think the ones on the outside are worth 3 points. The one at the front and the back
I can't do
is
it.
worth 2, and then the one in the middle is
This is
worth
actually
1
really
point.
hard,
So that's
Drew.
the easiest
I'll
one
be
to get.
impressed if you beat me on this.
Is
As
Beth
in-
going to get any
as in
points?
get one. Oh,
that was
close.
close.
That was close.
That was close.
Oh, no.
So let me just count that one up.
Yeah.
No points for Beth. Here's my
Right,
go.
let's go.
These are my pipe cleaners. Okay, 10 of these. I've got to get one. That was a
Please make it
pathetic start.
table.
Here we go. Oh!
That was close.
That was nearly 3 as well. Here we go. Oh,
No.
they're so light. It's
I know,
difficult.
it is.
I'm told it is possible though.
Oh, that was close.
I'm told.
I feel like you're doing better with the aim though than I did.
Yeah, I'm aiming towards the middle.
Exactly.
That was right. We won't mention that one. Right, here we go. I'm gonna get one of these.
Oh, that was close.
Right, here we
Need
go.
to get at least one.
Okay. 3 more. That was
Oh,
rubbish.
no. Are we going to get a winner? Are we actually
That
going to get a
was
winner?
rubbish.
Right, here we go. Last one.
Here we go.
Go.
Oh! So,
What happens
no
now?
points for me, no points for you.
points.
I've no idea what happens now. Do we get another go?
Or do we just...
We get one more
We've
go.
got another go.
Okay,
Right,
let's just
count
quickly
10.
collect
1,
these.
2, 3, 4. I can't
You grab
count.
10. 1, 2,
4,
3, 4, 5,
6,
6,
7,
7,
8, 9, 10.
9, 10. Okay. Don't knock the bottles over, that's cheating. Right, go on, you go first again.
You
Okay.
feeling more confident?
I'm
this
feeling a
time?
little bit more confident. That was a warm-up.
No, that was our practice.
Right, you've got to get at least a point to make this worthwhile.
this actually-
Otherwise, it's a draw for Beth versus Drew.
The first time in history.
This is a tricky one, you know.
It is. The last
Right,
week's one I nailed.
You
Nailed
did.
last
Was it the
week.
bridge building
The
last
bridge-
week? With
Yes! Yes!
3 points as well?
Yes!
Right, okay.
Right.
Well, I can't let you win again. So, I'm going to have to up my game with this. Here we go. Beth's got 3
right,
points.
3.
3 points.
3.
Okay, no pressure, no pressure.
Right,
Here
you
we
ready?
go. Okay, that was rubbish.
That was rubbish.
These bigger ones, they're slightly easier to get. Saying that, didn't get any at all. That was nowhere near.
That was no.
Okay.
It's not looking promising, Drew.
Not looking promising. Right.
Am I going to win?
Oh,
How much
skim
are
the
the big
top.
ones?
So those big ones, 2 points on the front and the back,
Oh,
and then the
got
one
it.
in the middle is 1 point. So you've got 3 points,
3
which is
points.
pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, do I get points for hitting them?
Do you get points
Half a
because it's
point.
your birthday?
That's right. Oh, yes!
No!
Get in,
So
right, I've got to
that's
get 1 more.
That's 3, yeah,
Yeah,
right?
I've got 3 more attempts.
So we're drawing.
Oh, okay. Here we go, here we go. Oh, right, this is the last one.
We can't draw. It's
Okay, right, we need a tiebreaker. We need a tiebreaker. One shot.
One shot.
We'll take it in turns. The first person to get one wins.
Okay.
All right. Otherwise,
Frank,
you haven't got one. You're not going to fall over. Right, here we go.
I'm doing the set. I'm doing the set. Go.
You take a go. You take a go. I'll take a go. That was rubbish. You take a go. I've broken that one. I'll take. Do you know what? Do you know? I think. Go on.
Do we just accept it?
It's a draw. It's a draw this week.
High
I'll
five.
take that. I like
That's
that.
pretty good.
That's pretty impressive.
What are we doing?
Love it.
Yes, we've got them.
Yes!
This week are impeccable.
No
Look at
technical
this.
issues with them.
No technical issues. It's a draw.
Right, nice one. Thanks for that. Now Scarlett's been out because it is getting closer to Christmas.
And of course, it's Black Friday tomorrow, one of my favourite days of the year.
You're going to be
Love
shopping,
it.
getting
of
in there.
course, online shopping, of course.
So let's find out what tips and tricks she's got.
Black Friday, which started off as an American tradition, has quickly become one of the most prolific calendar dates in the UK shopping year. But why might this year's Black Friday be a little bit different? In a 2022 survey, the most popular reason UK consumers gave for shopping on Black Friday was that it saved them money on gifts. However, the gift giving might not be as fruitful this year, as 70% of holiday shoppers said that they'd cut back on their spending on Black Friday due to the cost of living crisis. And this is something that has only occurred once before in the past 7 years, being in the 2020 pandemic when all forms of retail were severely affected. As we live in the world of the digital age, it can only be expected that the Black Friday trends will correlate with the growing influx of technology around the world. 64% of consumers would rather shop online than offline when looking for Black Friday deals. Though Black Friday is largely online nowadays, the generation that is actually predicted to spend the most is Generation X, adults aged between 40 and 60 respectively. However, not all of the general public are on board with Black Friday. One of the leading reasons people don't shop on Black Friday is that they believe that the deals aren't good enough to vouch for them taking the time out of their day to shop. Are you spending or saving this Black Friday? Don't forget to let us know via our Instagram at Salford Weekly, and if you are braving the shoppers this Friday, good luck.
Thanks, Scarlett.
Now, tell me, are you an online shopper or are you an in-person shopper?
You should have seen the amount of parcels I took back to the post office yesterday.
Oh, you're
I
one
love
of those
online shopping.
people.
Do you like Black
Okay.
Friday?
Yeah, I mean, it's time for the best deals.
It is,
It's always
it
a bit of
is.
a panic though on Black Friday going to the shop.
Yeah.
Now, we did a poll on our socials on Instagram and 64% of you are online shoppers.
Yeah,
like
I'd
Beth.
agree with that. I voted.
I
I'm
don't
definitely
mind.
an online shopper.
I don't mind a little bit of both, you know, especially up to Christmas when there's carol singers and stuff. Anyway, Scarlett is here with us right now, stepping in for Faith Tudor this week as our lovely quizmaster. Hello, how are you?
Hello, all right, thank you.
It's so good to
Is
have
this
you
your
in
first
studio.
appearance on this
It is my
series?
first appearance on this season.
Wow,
as a
what an
presenter.
appearance to make on our mock-up Salford
know.
Weekly this
I
week.
know.
In the Southside Gallery.
We've come a little bit closer to campus with this one, so
It's nice to be sort of in the student union because I don't get to go a lot. So it's nice.
No, nice
Yeah.
one. So you've got our quiz this week.
I have indeed.
Is it? I
And
mean, have you seen previous quizzes that Beth and I do?
I have.
We have some fun
I
answers,
know.
don't we?
I
Sometimes.
love the quiz every week. It's actually, I
good.
think it's my
I
favourite.
always look forward to seeing who will have the most outrageous answer out of the two of you, to be
Yeah,
I
honest.
think
course,
so.
of
Yeah.
course.
We still haven't topped Beth's 10,000 on a plane.
Right, give it
So-
away.
We know that in the football world, the World Cup's sort of been taken over recently.
Yeah.
But this first question is actually about the world of Man United specifically, as Cristiano Ronaldo announced this week that he would be leaving the club. But how many goals has Cristiano Ronaldo scored for Man United?
That's tricky.
I heard you mention this earlier, but I can't remember.
I'm going to
I should have been
go
listening.
for Man United.
We're going to do a nearest two here.
Okay.
Oh, you
I'm
can't
feeling
read that at
confident.
all.
He's done
This is
two
my
separate
writing.
stints for Man United.
Has it?
I'm not really a
pretty
football
good.
fan though.
I don't know
I'm
whether
not
this
either,
is
but
high
I heard
or
it's pretty
low,
good.
but are we ready? I've gone with 74.
So Drew was the nearest at 74, but he's actually scored 144 goals for Man United.
40 something, but 140.
That's a lot of goals.
I know, and that's not
pretty
even counting the other
impressive.
clubs he's played for either.
Incredible.
So, from one sport to another,
Yeah.
it was the Rugby League World Cup for men and women this week.
Okay.
But which country took home both titles? So we've got New Zealand, Australia, England and France.
Ooh. I'm going to have to go
I don't actually
with
watch rugby league either,
a
so this
guess.
is going to have to be a guess.
as all my answers are on the quiz, an absolute guess.
Cultured,
A stab in the dark. I feel like I need to check in with what's going on in the news this week. Oh, you've gone the same. New
So
Zealand.
you've both gone for the same answer, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
But the answer was actually Australia.
Really?
So we've had a pretty good week
Still
in
at
the
the other
World
side
Cup
of
for
the world.
rugby.
Yeah.
So, do either of you two watch Doctor Who?
No.
Yes, I
don't.
do.
Oh no.
So, Millie Gibson was announced as Doctor Who's companion recently at just 18 years old.
Wow.
But who was the Doctor on her first birthday? So if she's 18, if we do a bit of maths, that's 2004.
This means nothing
She was
to
born,
me.
who was the
Long time
Doctor
ago.
around
This
that time.
means nothing.
Have you never watched Doctor Who?
I've never watched.
You've
Doctor
never
Who.
seen
Wow.
it? Oh, you're missing
You haven't
out.
lived.
I like Doctor Who. I'm straight with my answer. Have you got one? Of course, Taylor Swift.
Got it right.
Just in case.
Just in
I
case.
reckon Taylor Swift on Doctor Who. No, the answer was Christopher Eccleston. So well done to you, Drew.
And he even went to Salford University. Did you know that?
You seem very clued up on your Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Don't know if that was an unfair step there,
Fun
but
Salford fact for
Drew
you.
is currently winning because...
He is by 3-0, I think.
No, just one.
2-0?
Both of you got the first two wrong, I think, so it's...
I got the first one
No,
correct.
you got closer to
Closest.
2-0 to you.
Okay.
So, I don't know if
good.
either of you to drive or not. I do. Probably shouldn't, but there you go. But what percentage of cars have a manual handbrake? So we're going to do a nearest two here. Think about the rise of sort of automatic cars that don't.
I'm going to go, again, a stab in the dark.
Just because I drive doesn't mean I know the answer.
No, again, same with me. It's tricky questions. 26% I've gone for.
I think Drew is going to take this one because only 13% of cars,
Really?
newly manufactured cars, have a manual handbrake.
Quite low, although I expect that number will get higher
Yeah.
as the years go on.
So, final question. As we're near Peel Park, I thought it's
Yeah.
only apt to ask you,
Love a bit of Peel
what
Park.
year did Peel Park publicly open?
See, I've seen this because it's written on the side of like a plaque
is, yeah.
when you go to Peel Park, but I can't remember this specific year.
I'm going to have to rush you slightly
let's
for
have
your
it. I'm gonna
answers,
go-
guys.
I'm going to go with that. 1600.
So, Drew is closest again. It was open to the public in 1846.
1846.
Oh,
I went
that was quite
1896.
good. That was quite good,
I knew it was
actually.
18 something 6.
Wow,
But anyway,
I'm
so I
200
take the win
years
this
out.
week.
Yeah.
on
That's a
Beth
pretty
versus
clear
Drew.
cut win.
That is a pretty
Unfortunately
clear
for
win.
you, Beth, for Drew this week.
3,
I didn't get one right.
You didn't get one
No.
right. Oh, well, there we go. I like it. Thank you very much. It's
Yeah,
been lovely
thanks
to have
for
you
joining
with us.
us.
Very
Scarlett.
welcome. I've enjoyed being back.
We'll have to get
It's
you back
lovely.
on.
It's nice.
Back on in person rather than your BTs. It's nice having you on the screen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That is it for this week's Salford Weekly. If you want to stay up to date or even get in contact with us, keep up with the conversation by searching Salford Weekly on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok.
And don't miss our show next Thursday from 6 when we bring you the latest on Salford. That's all from me.
And me. Bye.
Bye.